So this is why I am starting a YouTube channel in 2024. This is something I thought I would never do, but here we are, filming our first ever video to publish on this channel and put out to the world. I never thought I would do this. I never thought I would actually sit down, start a YouTube channel and talk in front of camera like this. But you always change. Change is always happening, change is always occurring, and I changed a lot from what I used to be and how I used to think, and now here we are. Now, do I already think I'm late to the party? Sure, I do feel that way. Do I already have self-doubt about the whole thing? Yes, I do. Maybe that's just the human in me or the overthinking in me, but I'm not gonna let all of that stop me from at least trying, because trying is one of the first steps to doing something and taking the step forward to do something. And this is me doing that. So now a little bit about me before we do jump into the rest of the video and why I am starting this channel. My name is Owen Garceau. I'm a full-time filmmaker and content creator. I first got into space and introduced to taking photos in 2013 when my uncle gifted me an iPod Touch for Christmas, and it had a little camera on it. And I went out and started shooting photos, landscape photos. I had a reservoir behind my house that I would go down and shoot water photos and anything I really could on that iPod. I would flip it upside down and go low to the ground so it had some foreground elements, some blur to it, made it look like it was an actual camera taking the photo. But it was just an iPod Touch with an 8-megapixel camera, I believe it was. But after that, I kept shooting, and I was a young kid, and I started to fall in love with it. So when it came time, I had enough money. I saved up $450 to buy my first ever DSLR, which was a Nikon D3300. I believe that was 2015, so I was 14 or 15 years old. And then I just kept shooting more photos, a lot of landscape stuff, some snow sports, some summer stuff. And then I decided one day to look at the top of the camera and turn the dial to the video setting that it had. And I did just that and immediately fell in love with video. I don't know what it was, but the fact of capturing motion and then being able to pull that into iMovie and then cut it together how you want and put your style to it in motion, something captivated me with that, and I fell instantly in love. So ever since that point, I was investing more time into it all. I was doing YouTube tutorials to learn everything that I could. I didn't go to any school. I didn't have any mentor. YouTube was my teacher, and anytime that I learned something, I went out and tried it. So I mastered that, went back to the drawing board, figured out more things, learned more things, and that is where we are today. So it was a long process of me figuring it all out. I did dive away from photography. So I upped my camera gear more. I sold the Nikon, bought a Canon, sold the Canon to buy a Sony. I've stuck with Sony ever since. And then I started to try different things. I started my first media business. In 2019, I was doing business videos, I was doing wedding videos, anything that anyone would throw at me for me to make a video for them. I was like, sure, let me do it. So I did that, kind of found some things that I liked, and I fell in love with automotive. And automotive was something where I never saw that being a full-time job. I just saw that as being something you could do for fun and be creative with it. And that's why I very much liked it, because you can really find your own style in it. And I was in love with cars all from a young age, and it all kind of just worked out. But this was something I never saw as a full-time gig. I went to college after high school in 2019. I did not want to go, but I did have my overthinking thought of, well, if I do chase this dream, what if it doesn't work out? Then I'll have to fall back. So I was like, let me just have a backbone for now. I went, did a few semesters. I dropped out in the third semester because I was like, this ain't it. But more about that in another video. I will talk more about that and why I dropped out and where we are today. But after that, I decided to drop out. And 5 months later after that, I found myself in a full-time filmmaking position as an automotive filmmaker. And that's when my world changed. That's when everything changed for me. And I was just so happy to see that I proved myself wrong. I did something I thought was impossible. So with the company I am with today, LG New Supply Company, we give away cars and trucks. And part of that is filming them, not just making them look really cool and showcase how beautiful they are, but also advertising them. And that's me getting in front of the camera. That was something I never done, but the second week, my boss told me, try to do a talking ad. And here we are today. We have filmed many ads, many trucks, many cars. We just dropped a 35-minute automotive short film documentary on YouTube. We have gotten so much recognition on social medias from big pages that love the work that I do and notice it. And it's been a wild journey so far, coming up on 3 years as a full-time filmmaker in the automotive space and in general. Before that, I had my business running half-time while doing landscaping half-time. I was making ends meet. I was raised on good values and hard work and work ethic, and that's why I am where I'm today. We have our side business still. We have grown it a lot, and it's kind of shifted gears, and now we are trying to start a YouTube channel. And it has just been a wild journey so far. almost 3 years. That 3 years that was just packed full of things, amazing trips, met so many amazing people. I mastered my craft even more, like I said. I mean, there was just so much there. And through all of that, I just kept having all these ideas pop up. I was pushing myself as much as I could as a creative, and I still want to do that. I have so much more left, so much more in the tank to put out. And this YouTube channel is part of that. So I wanted to do something that was more for me, you know, because as a creator, you have to have that passion-driven stuff. As much as, yes, me going to be an automotive filmmaker for full time, that was it. That was the dream right there, right? Yes, so when I was doing it, you know, first, you know, half a year, of course, it was just like, oh, this is like, I'm getting paid to do something I love so much. And it is still that, do not get me wrong. But once you get in a very long cycle of it all, it gets to a point where it's like, yeah, you know, I have to do this, not because I want to do it. And that's where I want to kind of tie this YouTube channel in. I want to do this YouTube channel now. I want to do more creative projects. I want to share my knowledge out to the world. That's this. This is one of my passion projects for this year that I want to start. And we are doing it to start January, our first YouTube video. And I'm very excited. I am very, very, very excited. So now what am I going to put on it? That's a great question. I have a lot of great ideas. I have tutorial-based stuff I want to do. I have some behind-the-scenes stuff I want to do. Diving into my process that I want to do. I have gotten countless DMs over the past, 5 years that I've really been in the film space, like pretty good at what I did. A lot of people hit me up. A lot of people DM me. A lot of people ask me when they saw me in person, dude, how do you achieve that quality? Or can you run me through how you started? Like, what should I do? What gear should I get? And all of that, will kind of inspire some videos on this channel. I will do some, diving into what my thought is on stuff like that. And beyond that, maybe we'll talk some business stuff. Maybe we'll talk some mindset stuff and why I am where I am today because I switched who I was. There's a lot of that that's also tied into why I am the creator I am today. And I bet a lot of other creators that are at a level that they thought they want to get to, they had these mindset shifts that they went through, and I would like to share that to the world. I think it's a great avenue to look down for just life in general and chasing a dream like this. And another element to it is just documenting my journey. I think I could have started this a long, long time ago to a point of where, just to see my involvement through it all. But, we're not too far ahead. So I'm happy I am starting it now because 10 years down the line, who knows where we'll be, who knows what we would have done, who knows what we will be doing. But if we start a channel like this and I have this to look back on and other people to be inspired by, I'm with it. I'm for that. That's what I want. But with that, I am very excited. So if you do want to see this journey with me and come along for the ride, please hit that subscribe button and that bell right next to it. With that, my friends, this is going to be a fun journey, and I'm happy you are along for the ride. So until the next video, take it easy.